Hello friends, welcome to KK Java Tutorials. In this video tutorial, we are going to talk about primary key constraint in database. So first of all, we will understand all the concept and afterwards we'll go for the practical example as well. Yeah. So let's start. So here, what is a primary key first of all, or primary key constraint? In SQL, a primary key is a single column or combination of columns that uniquely defines a record. None of the fields that are part of the primary key can contain null value. A table can have only one primary key. So definition says if you want to define a table structure and there you want to identify each and every record uniquely, then you require a primary key, and primary key cannot be a null, and a table can have only one primary key, and as this identifies the unique record there, that means primary key should be always unique. That means primary key is the combination of two constraints. Primary key equals to unique constraint plus not null constraint, keep in mind. Yeah, now let's move. Now types of primary key, there are two types of primary key, basically simple primary key and composite primary key. Let's try to understand. When you define a primary key based on the single column, that is called simple primary key. If you define a primary key that is a combination of more than one column, that is called composite primary key. That is also possible. Yeah. Now, how to create a primary key constraint in database? Uh, there are basically primary key constraints can be defined on two ways. Either you can use a create table statement or alter table statement. So while creating the table itself, you can define the primary key. If you did not define your primary key while creating the database table, then later point of time you can use alter table command to create a primary key, right? But here one thing I would like to make it clear, when we talk about the composite primary key can be defined using up to 32 columns of a table in Oracle DB, right? Now we have different level at which we have to we can define the primary key. First at column level and second at table level. Yeah. So when we say at the column level, then while defining the column definition itself, we define the primary key. When we talk about the at table level, then once we define the all the columns of the table, then at last we define the table level primary key. We'll see through an example, not a problem. Now these are just the concept. Now let's move to the practical example. Yeah. So here is my, just a second. Here is my Oracle SQL developer. So here I'm going to show you each and every concept of what we have discussed in this slide. Apart from that, we'll see some more concept. So guys, here you can see I have a DDL query which basically creates an employee table. Here we have a three columns: employee number, employee name, and salary. Here you can see employee number. Here we are going to apply two constraints: not null and unique constraints. If I try to create table, then Oracle allows me to create, and table has been created. If I refresh, then here you can see now what do we mean by not null and unique. So here we have applied two constraints on employee number, right? So employee number cannot be null, which is going to enforce by not null constraint, and unique will enforce the basically uniqueness, means in this column employee number all values should be different and unique, right? So that's the two basically constraint we have applied separately. But when we talk about the primary key is the combination of not null plus unique constraint both. So why not we apply the primary key on this column rather than applying two different constraints, right? So what I'll do, I'll delete this basically table, and let me after deleting this table, let me, what I'll do, I will here just right away define a primary key. So I'll write here primary key, that's it. So whatever earlier we were doing, same equivalent stuff we can do using primary key. So primary key is the combination of not null plus unique constraint, right? Now this is the basically simple primary key what we are going to define, right? And this primary key we have defined at the column level, because after the column definition itself we are just providing the phrase is called primary key, and this will be declared as a primary key. If I run this application, run this query, not application, then if I rephrase my connection, if you go to the employee, and here if you go in the model, then let me rephrase, then here you can see employee number is declared as a primary key, and here you can see on the bottom itself you can see this key represents always primary key. So this is the primary key name which we haven't given. This is given by the Oracle database. If you do not specify the constraint name, then constraint name is created by the Oracle database. So this is the constraint name, and this is the primary key on which we have created. Employee number represents the primary key. Yeah, now so this is basically now let me delete this table again. So I'm going to delete this table, drop this table, and again now we would like to define this primary key on the table level. Then how we can define? So just I'm going to remove this primary key from here, and as a last column definition ends here, so I'll give the column comma, then I'll do, we will have to write basically here separately we can define the primary key. How we can define the primary key? We have to write constraint, yes, constraint, then constraint name you can give. So I do emp number underscore pk, this name we are going to provide. So emp, because we are going to create a primary key on the employee number, underscore pk means primary key. So this is the constraint name we have given. Afterwards we can write the primary key in bracket. We can supply all the columns on which we want to create the primary key. So here either you can supply the single column or multiple column. If you supply the single column means you are going to create the simple primary key. If you are going to supply the multiple columns, then that is the composite primary key, right? That is also valid. So sometimes business requirement says based on the single column you cannot uniquely identify the record. So you can create a primary key combination of more than one column, and in that way you can identify the basically records uniquely. So that's how we create the composite primary key. Yeah, so this is basically composite primary key. If you supply only single column, then simple primary key. So just I'm going to create a simple primary key but at the table level, right? So I hope you understood how we can define a primary key on column level and table level. Column level, here along with the column you specify the primary key. Here also of course you can write something like this, and that will work. You can write something like this: constraint, then constraint name, then primary key. That will. So here then you write constraint, then you specify the constraint name, right? These two things should apply together. You cannot write any of one, right? So now if I run this query, then you'll see table is created. If I rephrase, then here you can see in employee table, if I go to the model and rephrase, then here you can see now again primary key is created on employee number, right? So this, but at this time we have created a primary key on the basically on the basically table level, right? Now let me delete this table, drop this table, and of course you can create a composite primary key. Let's say employee number can be duplicated. That is not possible at all usually, but just assume employee number is can be duplicated. Then you cannot define employee number as a primary key. Then you have to think about some combination. Let's say employee number and employee name represents a unique record. Then you would like to define a composite primary key, right? So here you can pass more than one column. If I try to run this query, then here you can see table is created. If I go and refresh, then employee table is there. Then if you go to the model and here ER diagram, you can see now primary key is the combination of employee number and employee name, right? And PP represents, this is the combination of these two represents the primary key. Yeah, so guys, this is all about the basically simple and composite primary key. Now there are some more stuff we would like to learn. Let's say while creating the table, you did not define the primary key, and later point of time you want to create the primary key. That is also possible using alter alter table statement, right? That we have seen in the slide. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to drop this table. Okay, let me drop this table. I have dropped this table. Now here we are not creating any kind of primary keys, and I have created the table, right? Saying that this statement saying that table is created. If I refresh my connection, then here you can see table is created. But at this time, at the table creation time, we haven't defined any primary key. Then using alter table command, you can add primary key. But there are certain things you have to keep in mind. When you created a table structure and you have inserted a lot of data in your table, right? Now if you are defining employee number as a primary key, then make sure that this employee number column do not contain duplicate data, else this Oracle or any database will not allow you to create primary key on that column. So these things will have to always keep in mind. So now we can write alter table, right, and table name, that's nothing but the employee, and along with alter you can use add, and here you can do constraint, then you can give the constraint name. So I would say emp number underscore pk. At this time I'm giving the different name. This is the constraint name, and you have to give the what kind of constraints. That means I'm going to define the primary key constraint, right? So primar primary key constraint, and in bracket you have to specify all the columns on which you are going to create a primary key. So the way we are creating the either simple primary key or composite primary key, both are same, right? So difference is that if you create a basically simple primary key, then only one column name you have to specify over here. If you are going to create a composite primary key, then comma separated all the columns you will have to write. That's it. Now if I run this application, before that let me look into this table whether the primary key exists or not. So if I go to this table and go to the model, and if I refresh, then here you can see there is no primary key as such. Now I am going to run this query. So now saying that table employee altered. If I go over here and if I refresh, then here you can see primary key is created, and look at the name of the primary key, emp number underscore pak. This is the name we had given. So if you give the name of your constraint, right, then there are a lot of benefits, right? So else Oracle is going to create a default name. If you create a basically unique name and meaningful and unique name of a constraint, then you can use this name later point of time to disable your constraint or drop your constraint, right, using alter command, right? So this is the way you can basically add a constraint on existing database. Okay, apart from that, if you want to disable this constraint, that easily you can disable, right? And for that you have to use basically alter command only. So what, let's say I want to disable this primary key, then before that let me show you. Currently if you go here and if you go to the constraint, and here we have a primary key, right, which is based on the employee number. If you look into this detail, here you will see currently basically this is enabled, right? If you want to disable it, that is also possible, right? So how we can do, how we can disable primary key, existing primary key, or any constraint, right? So you will have to write alter table name, then you have to write disable, then you have to write disable, and then constraint, sorry, then you have to write constraint and constraint name, sorry, constraint name. So this is the constraint name we know already, so easily we can disable it. So if I run this query, right, saying that table is altered, let me clean this console. If I go, so this is saying basically enable. Let me refresh it. So here you can see now constraint is disabled. later point of time, if you want to enable it, you can do so as well. So how we can basically enable it? So simply instead of disable, you have to say enable, and easily you can enable it again, right? So if you know the constraint name, then it's easy to disable or enable. Let me down here. You can see table has been altered. If I go and see here, if I refresh it, as of now it is saying disable, right? If I refresh it, then you'll see this will tell me now it is enabled, right? So if you know the constraint name, easily you can disable it, enable it, or even you can delete it. If you want to delete any constraint, not only primary key, then you have a command alter table, then table name, then you have to write drop and then primary key, and existing primary key you can drop, right? So guys, almost everything I have covered regarding to primary key. Apart from that, there are some key points, like if you create a primary key on any column, then Oracle database or any database basically creates a clustered index internally, which basically help us to search data within that table in fast manner. So these are the basically key points always you have to keep in mind. So that's all I have in this video tutorial, guys. Big thank you, and see you there in the next video tutorial.